Hello everyone and welcome to the Iron Warrior Cosplay Q&A where we aren't live until we're live! How are we all doing tonight? Tonight, by the way, I'm not going to lie, is going to be an insane one because tonight we have the wonderful Jennifer of Mayhem's Muse. How are you? And the little Katos Guitarist. How are you?
This is Mr. Wick, the true
Mr.
star of the
Wick.
broadcast.
Mr. Wick. I love that. I love that. Look,
And he's going away now. He'll probably be back.
That's fine. That's fine. So we have so much to talk about. We've already been talking pre-stream, and it's gonna be really, really fun. But first off, what do you guys think of the new webcam setup? You're now closer. You're not so far away. You're closer. It's more personal. It's like, hey,
Very fancy. I feel very close to you.
We've had to move so much stuff behind here that because I've been working on my tractor, we've had to move so much stuff that I had to rekajigger my webcam setup, and I have now finally rekajiggered it, and it's amazing. Hashtag bring back Mr. Wick. We have a stream to do, Harold.
He'll be back. I have food.
He'll be back. Exactly. So, right, ladies and gentlemen, Mayhem's Muse, Belle of Lost Souls writer, horseback archery person. I guess
Archer.
Archer. Like there's a lot more in terms of that because you also do cosplay. Also, thank you, Mr. Titan, for the host, my guy. Thank you so much. There's also much more in terms of your cosplay life and things like that. But before we get into all that, Chinese repeating crossbow. What the hell?
So, very long-winded story
Just
short.
start a sentence with so.
Here we are.
Chinese repeating crossbow.
My partner, Rob, of the Flying Hun Archery and Leather, is a historical archer and my personal mentor, and a collector of historical weaponry, archery, artifacts, and all sorts of things from all over the world. So our friend Mike Loades, who wrote the Warbow book, you can find that on Amazon. He recently moved to Portugal, and he sold us a bunch of items from his personal collection. One of which items is a historical Chinese repeating crossbow, which you can actually see
Ye old shooter.
right up there
Look at
in
it.
the corner. So you see the painting there? It's the tinier crossbow in the center of the shelf
It's
with
the
the big
tinier
long
crossbow. I love
magazine on it. That's actually a
so,
historical Chinese
so
repeating
cool.
crossbow. So it's like a lock and load. You have bolts in it, and it shoots very quickly, and it's fully functional. And Rob fixed it up and made it work, and restained it and made it beautiful.
This is insane. We've also had our first hydrate of the night from the wonderful Barry the Cactus. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Barry.
It makes me incredibly
Appreciate you.
happy to see Barry the Cactus in chat.
Hey, wait. So before we get too far into it, I have a thing, sir.
You have a thing.
Proprieties must be observed. I hear tell that you are Welsh, so I need for you, sir,
Let me
to
just
solve a question for me.
puff my chest. Yes, I am indeed Welsh.
There's an image I have preloaded into this broadcast that will magically appear sometime in the near vicinity on screen for everybody to see.
I will post it up.
I need for you to tell me how this word is pronounced, because I have it on good authority that the Welsh created the concept of the consonant,
So,
but no vowels,
what
just consonants.
What many of you in chat probably know already what we're talking about, and I have a picture of here that I'm going to just shoot up for you guys. She is talking about the lovely village of Llanfair Pwllgwyngyll Gogerich und Robwch Llandysilio Gogogoch is where she is currently talking about. There is a picture of the train station right there for you guys to see. It is a real place. It is in Wales, and it is
I'm amazed.
amazing. I've been there
amazed.
several times, and it is fantastic. If you want, someone can clip that for you, and you can watch it over and over and over again.
It's the one and only time you will ever be saying that.
It's so
wow,
funny.
that's impressive.
it's-
Like, do you have to study that in school? Is there a test on that?
No,
or
no,
does
it's
it just come in the genes?
You're just it comes. Yeah, you're born, and you can say it. Like, it's pretty funny. Although my favorite thing is there's like a history behind, like, why they did it and stuff, and it was also to bring in tourism and stuff. But also the fact that like it's the neighboring villages. It's the neighboring villages, and they decided let's just slap it all together and make like the longest. Ranger Creek just putting
Wait,
a bunch
so
of L's in chat.
all Welsh towns aren't named accordingly?
Yeah, no.
I feel
For
disillusioned.
example, my village, slight docs here, but I'd like to see someone try to fucking spell it. My village is called Llanfihangel ar Arth, is what the name of my village is called.
What did you just call my mama?
Yeah, and the local town's called Carmarthen. That's just pretty easy. Then you've got like Aberystwyth, Llanelli, Llanllwni. There's different places that you can go to. You know, Cynwyl Elfed. These are places near me. Llampumsaint, Pentracord.
What do all of these names mean
They all have. They literally. Some of the meanings are quite literal. Like my village, right? Llanfihangel ar Arth is literally translated with that. Well, no, sorry, not literally translated. Translated correctly is the Church of the Angel on the hill.
Oh, that's lovely.
Right. That's because there's a church called Sant Mihangel, which is the church, like the only church in our village. So that's how it works in terms of like the name of the village and stuff. But if you translate it directly, it's like it would be like, you know, Church Hill Village top of, and it, you know what I mean? Like you have to turn it. You have to turn
The
it
order
around.
is.
So it's, you know, it's all crazy like that. Also, I can see chat's going nuts. Hey, Casual Props is here. Awesome, Casual Props is here. Everyone is in chat. We are getting a bunch more viewers. But yeah, that's your little Welsh history lesson there for you. Like,
thank you.
Like for
I feel
example,
enlightened.
me now, my name is Dyfrig, and a lot of people don't really understand how to say it, and that's fine. Iron Warrior cosplay is a lot easier to say, so they just either call me Iron or like Iron Daddy or whatever they want to call me.
That's a whole other fandom.
My favorite thing, honestly, my favorite thing is the Somerset cosplayers. In the chat and also in person, I'm Iron Daddy and Cosplay Daddy. It's my favorite thing. It's the
beard, I guess.
maddest
Yeah,
thing.
you
Just walk up and it's like, it's Cosplay Daddy, and I'm like, don't shout that in the middle of a convention. Holy crap. Like,
I can't imagine. See, I don't have this problem. Jennifer Lynn, most common female name in the year 1987. Just zero creativity whatsoever. But I'm grateful because my mom wanted to name me Leather. Leather Lynn Larson would have been my name. She, to this day, delights in telling people that story.
I'm not going to tell you what my father wanted as a suggestion to name me. It's an incredibly Welsh name.
Well, now you have to tell me.
No,
you said you weren't going to.
It's an incredibly Welsh name, but when a Welsh person says it, what English people hear is literally what I've just said, and then they're just like, and then they just type the thing, and it's just really, and it just, it's so dumb.
It devolves from there.
It just.
So what I'm hearing is if somebody gives an extravagant donation to your channel, that you'll say it. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes. You know what? Yes. We're too. I like that.
Shameless pandering for donations.
I like that. I like that. That was nice. Sort of resting on your hands. Well, I mean, we are on 67 subscribers and 69 isn't far away. Oh, no. But let's get to the questions, shall we? I have multiple sheets, including my Ghostbusters clipboard. Multiple sheets here.
This is very strange for me. I'm used to being the one giving the interviews.
Well,
I'm on the other side of it. I don't know how to.
Well, sit down, relax, and enjoy yourself. You're gonna love this. You're also gonna need a lot of beverages.
I'm already down to one glass of tea. I did not prepare enough for this.
The hydrates will flow. It is crazy. We even had one pre-stream from Ranger of Krieg, and he yelled at me, but it's because he's a moderator. He's a moderator. But anyway, so I think I'm going to start off with the non-cosplay stuff, as in non-cosplay stuff that's specific to you. This is difficult. Normally pre-stream, I'm like, I know what I'm going to do. I know what in order. But there's so much to get through. It's amazing. Sorry. Let's start off with Belle of Lost Souls.
Excellent.
Belle of Lost Souls. You are a writer for Belle of Lost Souls, or
I am.
An article writer, if you will. How did it start? Like, how did that suddenly become a thing?
So, through a very circuitous route, when I moved to Austin, Texas, USA, several years ago, about 10 years ago. I was working as a wedding coordinator, an actor, and a model. All of the creative contract gigs, that come and go. And I worked on a film set with an amazing local group of people called Founder City Films. And one of the core creators of that community of artists is JR, who is one of the main contributors to Bell of Lost Souls. He writes all of the Dungeons and Dragons and role playing game content on Bell of Lost Souls. So he called me up one day and said, "Hey, if you're looking for a gig right now, the company that I work for, which covers gaming, mostly tabletop stuff, they're looking for somebody to hire somebody to build them a film broadcast studio and teach them like what Twitch is and how to broadcast and all of that stuff. Like source the gear that they would need, physically build a studio and a backdrop and all of that stuff, and then like manage the community and build all of that stuff." So I was like, well, sure, I'm between gigs right now. I'm not doing anything that, gets in the way of that. So they ended up hiring me, and I spent a year in the studio at Bell of Lost Souls, just building IKEA shelf after IKEA shelf after IKEA shelf. So many shelves.
How many little screws were left over?
Only one.
It's always a one.
I only installed one panel backwards, and it was only after like the 15th shelf, and I was super tired and I wasn't paying attention, so I put one panel on backwards and had
I swear to you that there is in the factory. They go, okay, here's the bag, here's all the spots and everything, and it goes on, and then there's just this one guy with random boxes around him, and he just goes that, and he'll just add an extra one in, and it just goes on.
Go.
And then that makes you think that you've forgotten to put this washer on or this wing nut or something, and it's just like, ha 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 ha.
What did I miss? Is it gonna fall apart? Yeah, so I spent a year building their community, their Twitch, doing all of that stuff. And during the course of doing that, at the very beginning, we got to, just sitting around the table talking about life experiences. And they realized that I did cosplay stuff as well as acting. And it was something that they had never covered before. I mean, Bell of Lost Souls was only at that time wargaming, Star Wars, tabletop games like board games, and some video content. And that was it. And they mentioned in a staff meeting that they were looking to do cosplay coverage. And I was like, well, I'll take a crack at it. I mean, I know what I like in cosplay. I've been cosplaying for 7 or so years, so why not? And it became a thing, 1 article a week, every week. That was going on 4.5 years ago now, I think. And recently this last year, it's been doing so well that it increased to 2 articles a week. And starting last week, it's now 3 articles a week. So cosplay is actually one of the best performing categories, like the largest growth categories on the whole website. So we've been joking for a while now that Bell of Lost Souls needs to just accept its new identity. It's a cosplay site that also covers wargaming. It's no longer a wargaming site that covers cosplay.
I like that.
Cosplay is the order of the day now.
So do you enjoy your position? Is that something?
Oh, I love it.
Is it something that you genuinely have a big passion for?
Cosplay is such an amazing artistic outlet and an amazing community of people. It doesn't matter what genre you're into, what fandom you follow, the people that are passionate about cosplay are just such a beautiful collection of the most talented, insane, off-the-wall people you will ever meet. So
absolutely.
But it's also incredibly underrated and undervalued in popular media, I think. So for me, I consider myself to be an advocate for the genre, and I make it my mission to cover some of the coolest concepts I've ever seen that just don't get any play and really need the hype. I mean, like the 40K community, for instance, you guys have some fantastic commitment to construction. Every single suit of Space Marine armor I've ever seen looks phenomenal and like it popped right off the pages of a GW manual. So for me, it's great because not only is there something new and fresh every day, I mean, there's constantly new comics coming out and new shows and new armies being built and everything. So there's always going to be cosplay material to cover. There are always new artists coming up in the community. There are always new techniques coming out, new books being published. So I'm not only covering things that are really just personally cool, but I'm always learning something new. Like somebody always has something to teach me. And every day that I get to feature something that I just personally geek out on and think is a really groovy picture, and then see people respond well to it, and to see an article get 30 or 40,000 views in a couple of days is just insane to me. I feel like the nerd getting to live the dream a little bit.
Yeah. I like that. A lot of people in chat saying like, "Oh, stop."
Y'all are all right. You're okay, I guess.
I mean,
If I
I'm not
have
gonna lie,
to cover
primarily
cosplay, I guess I will.
there's primarily a lot of Warhammer cosplayers in chat right now, and I like that. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool.
It's one of the most cohesive communities out there. Like, there are cosplay groups, but there aren't big communities of one genre outside of Star Wars. Like, you have the 501st Division in Star Wars, and like that's such a huge presence.
Star Wars is
other
huge.
than that, I think 40K has the most dedicated fandom I've ever seen, which is great for me because y'all make it easy for me to find content.
It is pretty cool. Well, actually, funny thing like about you were saying about content is, how many times did we count? Was it 7? Did we say?
I think it's 7 times that you've been in Bell of Lost Souls.
I have been.
It's going to be at least one more.
7 times.
I can't help it. You do really good work.
So
and honestly,
great.
I have you to thank for a lot of the connections that I've made in the community. I think you posting in the Warhammer 40K cosplay group on Facebook is what led me to it. And then I've covered so many people in the community, like Krieg, I've covered some of his work because you posted about it and we're just excited. And that enthusiasm made me stop and go, oh, cool. What's this cool thing he's talking about? Great. I'm going to cover that.
Hell
Beautiful.
yeah. Hell yeah. Let's get everyone in Bell of Lost Souls. Come on. If I might as well, did you do one on us as a group as well?
I did, yeah. I think it was speaking specifically about Brand and Brand's Great Army and that whole movement of people, because I thought it was just so beautiful that not only are you artists who are passionate about a subject, but you're also passionate about community and about giving back to people that need it, and bolstering that support is really important to me. I mean, I think if you have a platform, it's important to use it to benefit the people around you and to give back in some way with any artistic medium that you have, you know, any skill you have in life. It's important to give it back to people that need it. So the fact that you guys did that, went out of your way repeatedly, and still go out of your way to support Brand and his family, that's such a special moment to me. And it deserved to be featured and to let people know how special that story was. I mean, I wear that shirt all the time. I actually have a picture. I wore my Brand shirt in Kyrgyzstan when I went for the World Nomad Games.
Oh,
just to be able to say that, you know, it had traveled around the world and back.
Hell yeah.
That's important.
Oh, I love that. That's so fucking cool. Holy shit. The amount of times that you and I have spoken but not actually spoken like this, it's always just been messages, and it's just been like, I've had this friend just there and I've never really, we just talk, like occasionally we'll like cross paths and talk and everything, and now suddenly to actually like just get to talk to you like this and just to be like, just like finally just get to know the person behind the messages, and it's just or behind Bell of Lost Souls, I'd say, because like it's always Bell of Lost Souls, and then it's just been like, there's a nice person behind this. I need to chat to that person.
I'm alright, I guess. No, I feel the same way. I was actually surprised. We hadn't really spoken until today, but I feel like I've known you forever.
You know, I get that a lot. I get a lot of people who meet me at conventions. They're just like, you're so easy to talk to, and I'm like, I hope so. I try to be. Like, Ranger Creek says the amount of times one or more of my normie friends brings me a pic of a 40K cosplay, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know that person is so damn high. Yeah. I don't blame you, because I have the same. It's like, hey, oh my god, like, have you seen this Space Marine? I'm like, yeah, that's my friend. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, like we've got like, and then I send them a picture of me and that Space Marine together, and it's like, oh, so you know this person? I'm like,
you know this guy.
That's me stood next to
that
him.
happens to me a lot, but it's usually like somebody will send me a picture of like your cosplay and be like, you should cover this, and I'm like, I've already 7 times.
Just links of like the articles, like, here you go, there you go, link, like that's.
At the beginning, it was, I mean, every week was like, what am I gonna find out there? And now it's just, I have a backlog of I think 70 or 80 different concepts and articles and cosplayers and things that I can just throw out at any point. I've gotten to the point where I have to organize it by type now, like Warhammer or Star Wars or comics, or just to be able to find things at the end of the day.
I love
that. It's a good problem to have.
We have a question from the chat from Mr. Titan 40K. Our cosplay question: where did you get that old dreadnought that was next to you, next to the books?
This Warwalker, you mean?
The Warwalker. There you go, the Warwalker.
So, great story about that. My partner, who is not currently a 40K player, back in the day, used to not only collect but used to play as well. He used to play Templars, I believe, actually, but he had a bunch of original Eldar figures and things. And when we started dating, I was just starting to work for Bowls and I knew nothing about 40K before, other than when I was in college, I played the beta of the Warhammer Online video game, which I actually liked. I'm that trash human. I liked it. But didn't make any connection to that being Bell of Lost Souls and their content when I was working for them. But so I had started working for Bowls, and one day Rob was like, well, I used to play and I used to collect all this stuff, but it's just sitting at my parents' house not doing anything. So he gifted me a whole bunch of vintage Eldar stuff when we started courting. Like, I'm talking like, that's kind of life goals right there, right?
Vintage,
that's the best kind of courting gift.
Is that the kind of thing you do? Like, nerds need to like meet a girl and be like, okay, and I bestow to you my old Warhammer collection.
That, or he did one better. My favorite book series is the Dragonlance Chronicles by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman, one of the like foundational worlds of old school Dragonlance. And one of the first things that he and I bonded over, and the thing I tribute to why we started dating, is that he knew that book series, and not only knew it, but could quote from it, which is incredibly rare. It's such a niche. You either know it and love it, or you've never heard of it whatsoever.
I'm not gonna lie, personally, I've never heard of it.
Go out and read it if you love high fantasy. Great stuff. So he is a very, very high quality, talented painter. Like, he has an Instagram page for his painting stuff now. It's Hun_painter. And so he painted me a miniature, a vintage 1980s miniature from the Dragonlance Chronicles of one of my favorite characters, and gifted that to me. We're talking high quality professional paint job. Like, it looks like it popped right out of an instructional manual on how to paint stuff. And that was one of his first courting gifts to me. So I'm like, you gotta go legit, my nerd friends.
Gotta
you guys have
marry
talents.
this man.
Use those talents. Use them. Girls will fawn all over it. Or boys. Whoever you're into. Or both.
Yeah, or both. Or other.
Other.
That's also fine.
None of the above. All of the above.
None of the all of the above.
No, whatever you're into, there's people who will also be into it. Leverage your skills.
This better be the answer I'm thinking of. But your favorite piece that you've written for Bell of Lost Souls. It better be the piece I'm thinking of. I swear, if it's not me, I swear. I'm joking. I'm kidding. I am kidding. What is your legitimate, like, your actual piece of Bell of Lost Souls that you've written, that you've like
shameless plug. I'm not even lying about it. I wanted this to be so much more of a thing than it is. So those of you in the 40K community, please come out and do this thing. A couple weeks ago, I wrote an article about a Imperial Fist Terminator, and there's a YouTube video of the guy who did the cosplay doing the Harlem Shake, and that immediately, obviously, brought me right around to your dancing with the saxophone and all of that. Which the
sax marine,
the clip you got that from is still one of my favorite pieces of Warhammer anything. So I wrote this article entirely with the purpose of throwing that video in there so that at the end I could be like, 40K dance battle challenge, we're doing this. And I want everybody who's ever done any kind of 40K cosplay to send me a video of them doing it so I can make a massive article of nothing but 40K cosplayers getting their groove on.
That would be insane.
I need that to happen in my life. I've gotten, I think, 4 people have sent me videos. And that's it. I was hoping it would be so much bigger.
Although what's really good is if you ever come to the UK and you come to an event called Sci-Fi Weekender, that's where David Roth and I, the original Dancing Space Marines, I'm going to say, I'm gonna be man enough to say the original Dancing Space Marines. That's where we get hammered in our suits. Like, people buy us drinks all the time. We get hammered in our suits, and then we go dance. The second one, people watch the first one. It's sort of us dancing, whatever. The second one is we are aggressive. Like, we are like really going for it. And it's like, it's insane. But people had to get out of our way. We were hitting people with our shoulder. It's just really funny. You see these 2 giant Space Marines. Why try to walk between them?
Lack of either self-awareness or the ability to stay alive.
Like, they would try to walk between us, and then we would come together, not knowing they were there, because we can't see, obviously. And they would just get crushed between our shoulders, and then they'd bitch and moan at us, and it's like, you literally see what's happening right here.
You got what you asked for.
But honestly. Also, my moderator is asking, is it Hun, HUN_painter?
Yes, it is.
HUN_painter. He's going to go find the Instagram and post that in the chat because he's a legend. Also, we have
specifically painting miniatures. Is all he posts on that channel.
We've had a hydrate from Lord Zug.
I
Lord.
almost I have salsa here because I was having lunch before this, and I keep almost grabbing the salsa to
Drink
hydrate
the
with that.
salsa.
That's,
Drink the salsa. I'm joking.
if somebody gives an extravagant donation to the channel,
Oh, rather. Look at
I might
Look
chug
at
the
you.
salsa.
I see.
look, spread the hype, man.
Look at you. Look at you. I love it. I love it. My boy, Brother and Bolt Shells in his IF Terminator. Absolutely. Brother and Bolt Shells is awesome. He's an absolute legend. Dancing
Oh,
Marines.
that reminds me.
Oh,
Another
actually,
really great one.
Ranger of Creed, go get the link to Dancing Spaceships. I know everyone has seen. Oh, you already
Yes.
have. There you go. It's already there.
You need
it's
to
in the
have
channel.
that just linked to your channel constantly,
there. It's in
honestly. Or like a little emote, like anytime somebody subs to your channel, it pops up the video of you guys doing the dance.
Zug, you're fine. You're fine. You don't have to donate. It's okay. You don't have
No, you
to
totally
donate.
have to donate. This is
Zug,
fine, do
by the
this.
way, is like Zug is literally 25 gifted subs into my channel so far. He is
Underachiever, eh?
insane. He's insane. So yeah, no, don't.
Oh, I do have vodka.
Don't tell.
that
Don't tell
could
Zug to
happen.
do that. It will happen. Make a
Well, then,
spicy
yes,
Bloody
Zug.
Mary. Don't get my guests shit-faced on stream from salsa and vodka, guys.
Look, I'm a bad
Jeez.
influence. You knew what you were getting yourself into
Of
here,
course,
okay?
Of course. The pre-stream chat was enough to make me go, "Oh, this is gonna be fucking amazing." What was it? What were we doing? Were we threatening each other with different random?
Oh,
props
we
and
were.
stuff
We were
like
one-upping each
one-upping
other
each
with
other.
random accoutrements that we have in the office.
that? Accoutrement. Accoutrement.
I raise you one random white tea, lemon, and ginger candle.
White tea and lemon ginger candle. I will one up you my contact
oh.
cement bottle that says contact cement, not brown sauce.
I one up you with a very fabulous unicorn Easter basket.
You have a unicorn Easter basket. I have nothing
It
of
was
that.
just gifted to me by Rob's mom.
I have nothing of that caliber. I have nothing of that caliber.
So I win, is what I'm hearing. I win.
I'm gonna say, you know what? Yeah, you win. I just have the Book of Chaos, and that's it. But it's
I have
not,
the Book of Eldar.
It's not a gift basket that's shaped like a unicorn, so that kind of sucks. But you know.
It is. It is. Okay, that'll be in the mail with your flannel. for Christmas.
I love that. How many articles in total have you yourself produced for Battle of Lost Souls? See the
okay,
Do you see the questions I've got for you? I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good with these.
One a week, every week for 3 years. So
Okay.
that's what 52 times
so
3, which is math that I'm not going to do in my head.
Carry
And then this last
carry
year,
the 1 divided by, and
Right.
then pi is 3.14.
then 6 months of 2 articles a week.
I drew a dog.
So that's what, like 6.
156, according to Nate the Chill Valhallen, who's my moderator.
That's 156. Thank you, Nate. Appreciate you. Gotta
Nate the
appreciate
Chill
your
Valhallen.
mods. So 2 a week for the last 6 months, and now starting this week it'll be 3 weeks. So we're like going up exponentially. So
You're
I don't
getting-
know, 300 something, 200 articles.
Casual props. That's at least 40. God damn it.
Math. I studied
That is
music and
math.
literature, folks.
It's
I
more
have to count to
than
12. That's it.
12-3. That is more than.
And there's been a few weeks that I've done more than one article.
That's insane. How long have you been doing it? How long have you been doing Battle of Lost Souls? Now you said
4 years and change.
4 years and change. I like
Yeah.
and change.
I was not writing for all 4 years. There were a few months of me just building the studio and doing all of that work. But it's been about four years of cosplay content. And it's now the quickest growing content on the site. So thank you all for that.
I'm not gonna lie, Mr. Titan. Yes, indeed, I was in her stream, but we won't be talking about that in this
Whoa,
stream.
whoa.
I have a guest. It's really funny. They were talking
Public.
about all the penises on Nerd Princess's stream. It was hilarious. But
Yeah, well, as happens on the internet.
exactly.
Hey, we're not talking about that until somebody gives the 69th sub.
Don't tempt them.
Why not? Why aren't you tempting them? This is your stream.
I'm just grateful that they're here. I'm grateful that they're here. They don't have to
I'm not attached to it, so I have no shame in this game.
You have no shit. Also, what is that behind you?
Shut up
the
and take my
circle?
money.
Look at that.
This?
Look at that. Anonymous.
So this is
for
what's
the
called the
Bloody
Kalkan.
Mary.
This is a historical
no.
Ottoman cavalry shield.
What have you done? People are subscribing.
So it's cool.
They're subscribing
Yes,
and donations
excellent.
coming through.
Join us.
Also, Anonymous. Who are you, Anonymous? I need to know who is anonymous. That is a very large amount of money. Who is anonymous?
Wait, define a large amount of money.
Well, it's £30. Someone just
Woo!
donated £30. I
That's
don't
a couple
know.
cheeseburgers.
You're gonna have to change that, into freedom money. But
This one is for you,
Zug,
anonymous. We
Zug with the
appreciate you.
tier 1 gifted sub to Captain Every. Oh, thank you so much.
I'm
Zug.
almost out of tea, but here we go.
About $40. Yeah, there you go.
$40.
About
That's a few
40. About
cheeseburgers.
$40. About $40. Who? If anyone will come, please, can someone come forward and tell me who anonymous was? Like that would be awesome of you.
Hey, Evil
Ladies
Ted, how
and
are you?
gentlemen, Evil Ted Smith is in the chat, my guy. You know what to do, Ranger Krieg? You know what to do?
Hype all of his media.
Here it comes. You watch this. You're going to love this. When Ranger Krieg does the exclamation mark. There it is! Evil
That's
Ted
great.
Smith. Go check him out. That is all of Evil Ted Smith's links. Everything
Phenomenal.
that man has done. Absolute legend. Evil Ted, welcome to the chat. I tell you what, that is absolutely insane. That is absolutely insane.
Next
Thank
thing
you
you're
so
gonna
much.
tell me like Adam Savage or somebody is gonna pop into the chat, and I won't be surprised anymore. You are kind of a big deal.
I'm not gonna
just
lie.
saying.
I'm not gonna lie. Adam Savage is like, as everyone knows in chat, like I've been wanting to meet Adam Savage like my whole cosplay life.
Same.
Like, I
I thought you were about to tell me you were like best friends or neighbors or
Oh,
roommates or something.
don't,
Like
no,
he's just
no.
gonna pop in. I'd believe it.
I love that. Ranger Krieg's getting angry at Nate in chat. Harry, don't get angry at Nate in Maine. Jump over to the mod chat and get angry there.
Why are we mad? Don't be mad, bros.
He's like, Nate, stop! I'm on links. I love that. Hey, seriously though, can someone tell me who Anonymous was? I need to know because holy crap.
Oh snap! Another
Zug! You're doing it again, Zug! Zug is doing the gifted we are on 68 gifted subs. We're on
Ooh,
68
there's the
subs,
dance.
sorry. We're on 68 subs, sorry. And legendary Zug has gifted a tier 1 sub to Snowdrop Hat.
Back at 69
And
subs.
back at
Lewd
69.
times.
Back
Good
at
job.
69.
Wait. What did we just say we were gonna do when you got to 69 subs? I've forgotten already.
You were, well, I'm not gonna lie.
I have a
We've
squirrel
had,
brain.
like, hold on though. We've had a substantial donation to do the shot that you were gonna do for starters.
Oh, crap. All right.
That's-
Well, you know
that's
what?
gonna be
Hey,
hilarious.
a bet's a bet, folks. So, here's to new friends, old friends, and learning new things about old friends.
Oh god, here we go. Oh no. Oh no. Have you got vodka? Just shot of vodka straight
Dude,
up.
but I'd have
man.
to get off the stream because it's in the other room. I mean, I could do that. For the
Also,
next
yeah,
insane
for some
donation,
reason,
I
for
will do
some
that.
reason, it hasn't changed. Oh wait, no, it was on 67. It was on 66 at the beginning of stream, so it's on 68 now.
That's it. Casual Props pointed it out. You have to tell us what your dad almost named you. You're morally obligated
Do you
now.
know what? Yeah. Also, we've had a hydrate from Cax. So my dad
Oh.
called me. My dad was going to call me.
That's cheating.
And then yeah, that's so.
I
cheating.
drank the salsa, sir.
I'm not gonna lie, Zug. Seriously, dude. Thank you so much. But also, someone tell me who that anonymous donor was from. I need to know. You donated anonymously. Please tell me. You're back from your trip. I love that. Space Marine, Pen 15. Oh, penis chat, I believe you have. Pen 15 chat.
And then it just evolves from
Penis
there. Like,
chat.
there's no more interview.
Okay.
We're just going to be
Okay.
reading ridiculous chat forever. I love it.
In Welsh, he was thinking about it. It was on the list, right? He was going to call me Egwad. Not spelt the way you think it's spelt, but it's a Welsh name. It's called Egwad, and it's actually
Egg-wad?
No, not egg. See what I mean? People are like egg wad, like a wad of eggs. Oh my god, I have a wad of eggs. No, it's not. Like,
I'm into
or
it.
like,
Sounds fancy.
or it sounds like a lot of eggs, like a lot of eggs.
Canadians
it's like-
here. Excellent neighbors.
It was Egwad. It was that's what he was going to. That's what they were thinking about. But instead, they went for Dovrig, and it's much better. The Canadian is here. McKay
Okay, so-
Cosplay is here. Absolutely awesome.
So, chat, which potential name that didn't happen is worse? Eggwad
Yeah.
or leather?
Egwad Egwad for me.
Like,
or
which one
leather
would you
for
be less
Mayhem's
excited
Muse.
to live your life with?
That's actually
These
quite
are
interesting.
the hard-hitting questions we have today.
These are the hard-hitting Egg Squad. No, it's not Egg Squad. It's not Egg Squad.
Just evolving from here.
Can't fucking have it. Okay, for some reason that is not going up. So if you bear with me, I'm going to try. It was going up, and now it's broken.
You have a problem with your 69 going up?
Now it's broken. Egg Squad has a
They
nice ring
make
to it.
doctors for
People
that.
saying Egg Squad, for fuck's sake. I knew this was going to happen if I was mentioning the fucking name. Holy crap.
It was worth it because 40, what was it, 40 euros?
It was, no, not euros. We don't do euros.
What is the form of currency?
Pounds.
In Welshland?
Great British Pounds.
Pounds.
Yeah.
Ah,
GBP.
pounds.
Let's have a look. For some reason, it's not working. So if you bear with me, I'm going to see if we can go up from there. Let's check.
The lewd broke the stream. Good
The
job.
lewd did indeed break the stream.
Proud
so
of you.
I'm gonna...
All right, well, while you fix that, I'm going to get more tea because apparently I've run out.
Oh my god, go get more tea. And I'm going to check now. Even if there is a way to check on my phone. I don't even know if there's a way to check on my phone. But I will have a look and see. The sub goal had actually crashed and it was causing my OBS to crash. So that's quite funny.
Too much
Wow,
hype,
Mr.
too many
Titan.
donates broke the internet.
So many.
That's an
I love that.
accomplishment.
I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty good though. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't
That's
too
pretty
I
good.
wasn't too worried. So hold on, let me just sort out my video.
Hey, everybody. We missed you.
Yes. we
Round
did.
2. Get those subs in.
Round 2, Electric
'em.
Boogaloo.
Because I came back. I came prepared.
Here
so
we are.
I'm
We're
here
back.
for the
There
next
we go.
massive donate.
Hey, we're back. Everyone in chat super happy. And you have vodka. You have vodka.
I do.
Oh my god, that was
Prepared
funny.
for the next major donation.
Okay, we are back. Okay, awesome. Right. Boom. The sex number broke Dovrik's PC. Yeah, a little bit. And then, I'm not gonna lie, the sub-goal thing broke and it wouldn't update anymore, and then it made OBS crash. So when I tried to use OBS and tried to change it, it fucking died. Oh, God.
Much hype.
Oh, my God, I have a Chaos
Broke
Star
the
next to my
internet.
name. Yes, you do, Harry. You have a Chaos Star next to your name. Ha ha ha, you are now a subscriber, my guy. But yeah.
Ooh, I only get the little crown.
We're
Oh,
back.
I've got a
We're
legit
back.
sub.
Apologies, but we are back. Let me just refresh the chat. Okay, the chat is now refreshed. That is awesome. So everything is coming back onto my screen. There we go. Awesome. Right. This has been an amazing stream so far. Back to the questions.
Oh, yeah. So, Ottoman Cavalry Shield is the answer
Ottoman
to
Cavalry
this.
Shield. I like that. I
Part
like
of
that we
my,
just- I like that we
historical
just backed
garb.
in, like, new PC donation goal when? I'm not going to lie to you. It's what most of the donos and most of the subscribers and stuff, the money that's coming in right now is going to be going towards a new computer.
Do you hate when the stream crashes mid-broadcast? Then you should donate to Iron Warrior Cosplay's new computer fund.
There will be, hopefully, maybe. I don't know. I don't like asking for money.
You're not asking, I am.
No, I know that, but still.
I'm an enabler of the best sort.
Thank you, though, to whoever donated that £30 donation that's anonymous. I genuinely can't say thank you enough. Also, by the way, because the stream kind of semi-crashed-ish, I think that the first, second, and third should be happening again. Mayhem's Muse with one viewer. Thank you so much.
I don't know who that is, but all right.
If I'm right, I think first, second, and third should be working now for anyone who wants to jump in with the first, second, and third. This is going to be really funny. Oh, good God. Okay, there we go. The Pink Thorn redeemed first. Awesome. It's a nightmare to get a new PC at the moment. Yeah, probably, but I'm not going to go for, like, the highest end cards and the highest end this and the highest end that. I'm just
go home.
I'm going to go for, like, the sort of decent. This PC is great and everything, but as you saw, it just kind of, crashed a little bit. But, yep, they're refreshed. There you go. God damn it. Anyway, back to it, right? So, what do you think, personally, Mayhem's Muse with the 500 biddies? What are you doing, woman? Thank you so much.
Getting a hype train started?
Thank you so much.
Get on board, friends.
I really appreciate it. Thank you. It really means a lot. God, I should have you on every stream.
I'm available for hire. This is fine.
I love that. Thank you so much for the 500 biddies. More people.
Thank you so much for all of the amazing content you've given me on the website.
This is not cool. Another 30. And the message was, you will never know.
All right, well,
God damn it.
So shut up and take the money.
Hydrate. We've had a hydrate in chat. For anyone wondering what she's drinking, it is just water from a vodka bottle, just in case anyone from
Very
Twitch is
fancy
watching.
water.
Yeah,
They
very
make
fancy
it in Russia.
water. Very fancy water, made in Russia. Russian water. I love that.
Russian raspberry flavored chocolate water.
Honestly, though, that's 2 donors from the same person anonymously, and you will never know. That's
very Chaosian of you. I'm here for it.
it's
We're getting so much closer
Cypher
to buying him a
donating
new
anonymously.
computer. This whole
Rainwater.
computer's just shameful. It's just shameful.
Hey, I tell you what though, I do have like a massive place in my heart for my friend Tux, who actually I went to his place and he just like pulled out parts from everywhere he could find, and we built the PC together so I could stream. He's built 3 for me altogether. The first one died a horrible death. The second one, he decided like he would upgrade for me because I couldn't actually do anything other than just Zoom and OBS. And this one's been like the absolute best. But I'm really, really excited to see what happens if I get like some pennies together, and then I can be like, yay, new PC. I can Egg Squad. No, Egg Squad for life. Let's not make this a thing, please. Let's not make this a thing. Very druid of me to be drinking random water. Yes, it is. Also, Mayhem's Muse, you're here with me. Talk to me. don't
I can't help
me
it. Your fans are fun. You were talking. I'm not interrupting.
I love it.
No, I'm not Slaneshi. Hi. Hello.
What to you, honestly, what to you makes a good Bell of Lost Souls article? Like, what do you look for in a Bell of Lost Souls article? Like when you're making it, what's like the one thing? There's
I'm
not gonna
few
lie.
things.
This stream's been so janky. I love it.
I know. It's fine. There's a few different things, but honestly, because of my background working in fashion and photography and film, I look for production quality. I look for cosplays that are well done. Like the construction is detailed. They put work and effort into it. But major bonus points for end of the day high production value pictures. But I look for cosplays that actually have credibility. If it looks like it popped off of the pages of a magazine or right out of a Warhammer manual, that's what I'm here for. I have to kind of play the political game a bit in the way that I structure articles.
Absolutely.
In the way that you title them, and trying to feature bigger characters that will draw people in. But the farther that I get in, and the more that cosplay kind of picks up and people start to enjoy it, the more freedom I've given of what I can cover.
Yeah.
Bulls has been great, actually. They've never really made an attempt at telling me what I can and can't cover. I've put more personal limitations on it than anything else. Like I make it very a rule that I don't cover sexy versions of cosplays. I have nothing wrong with anybody who rocks that. I wish I had the body confidence to do so. But to me, the authenticity of doing a character the way that the character was created, the ability of a creator to make something that looks picture perfect is such a skill that's underappreciated. I really love to feature stuff like that.
You say that. Have you not seen the Iron Warrior in the Hazard Stripe bikini on my OnlyFans? I'm joking.
No, I haven't, but now I'm going.
I'm kidding. I don't.
Loon stream, pull it up. Let's do this.
The amount of people who have just been like, you just on OnlyFans for the Iron Warrior, and I'm like, no.
This is going to be all right. So for the next massive donation, somebody gives 100 British pounds.
Absolutely,
you will see the Iron Warrior bikini.
That is OnlyFlans. If you go to Twitter, by the way, there is a Twitter called OnlyFlans, and it is the most amazing.
Is it just flan all day long?
It's flans. Every day is a flan.
I love custard so much. I would subscribe to that. I'm not even kidding.
I do. I follow it for shits and giggles. I'm like, only flans.
Just like, only flan. I'm going to this website, and if it's something lewd, I'm going to.
Zug, no. Zug, no. Zug saying who's in favor of Iron Bikini. Good God, no, please.
Yes, make Iron Bikini happen. Egg Squad,
Iron Bikini.
assemble.
No. Okay, so. Oh, yeah.
I've committed you to this on the internet. Verbal contracts are legal and binding in Texas. You have to do this now.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
It's true. Even the ego.
Honestly,
especially the ego.
MA3 mounted archery.
Yeah.
Tell us more. I've been having a look. I've been
A
on the
look or a lurk.
interwebs.
Both are fine. So my partner and I are historical archers. We particularly study traditional Ottoman archery. So we shoot Ottoman Turkish bows. We pull the bow using a thumb ring rather than the three finger style, which a lot of Europeans are familiar with. And we're both board members of MA3, which is the Mounted Archery Association of the Americas, which is the nonprofit governing body for equestrian archery in the United States. And recently, I've actually become the secretary of the world governing body for the same sport, which is called the International Horseback Archery Alliance.
The
It's a
world
bunch of
governing
nerds.
body.
Mm-hmm. So MA3 is the U.S. governing body, and IHAA is the world governing body for equine archery sport. Really cool organization. There are, I believe, 34 countries in it now. Equestrian archery is somewhat of a newer discipline to be turned into an active sport, like a competitive sport. It's a heritage sport to begin with. Like nomadic cultures dating back thousands of years have all used horses and archery together. So there are competitions all over the world that feature it as more of a part of the local heritage than as a pure sport. But the sporting aspect of it has really ramped up since about the mid 90s and is growing and thriving now. I mean, we have here in the United States, I think about 700 horseback archers of 34 different affiliated clubs within MA3 and a bunch more unaffiliated folks. So it's a really big it's a really big community of people. And I love the horseback archery community and particularly the historical archery community for the same reason that I love cosplay. It's a bunch of people who are really dedicated to studying a specific niche thing, creating garments and, like our version of it's basically historical cosplay.
Yeah.
And studying the techniques that go on behind that. I mean, there are people that dedicate their entire lives to the study of historical archery and travel all over the world to do competitions and to teach people. And we've had the honor of traveling to a couple of different countries, being invited by those countries as representatives of the United States in historical archery competition. So the coolest event I've ever heard of in my whole life is called the World Nomad Games. It was held in Kyrgyzstan in 2018, and in 2016 they did it every other year. And this last year it was meant to be hosted in Turkey. Turkey is the second country to be hosting this event. It's essentially the Olympics of nomadic horse sports. So, or not just horse sports, but nomadic sports and heritage things in general. So one of the most popular games is called Ordo, it's like marbles, where you have the circle and you have things that you're throwing and trying to knock in and out of the circle. But it's you play using knuckle bones, usually sheep or goat.
So
huge heritage sport
some people
in
just
like
call it
Eastern
bones.
Europe and Asia.
Some people just call it bones. Yeah, there's
Because bones.
Yeah, it's literally just bones. I get you.
Horse archery, eagle hunting, dog hunting, and the craziest sport I've ever heard of in my life. It's called Kokbaru, which is essentially dead goat polo. In the steppes back in the day, they were nomadic. They were moving constantly, so they were never in one place for a long period of time. So their herds of sheep and goats were always very tough because they're just running constantly. So in order to tenderize the meat so that it could be consumed, they would kill a goat, cut off its head and its feet, and they would throw it back and forth to each other on horseback. And it became this huge national game in Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Mongolia, all of those Eastern Asiatic countries. So that's the biggest sport you've ever heard of that happens in Eastern Asia is Kokbaru. I mean, people are insane. You've got the craziest, wildest racehorses you've ever seen. And these tiny, tiny little dudes who ride in the saddle with their knees up in their elbows, trying to throw this 50-pound goat back and forth to each other and to sling it into these goalposts. It's insane to see. It's the coolest sport. So we got to go to Kyrgyzstan to as part of the ground and horseback archery team from the United States. First time we'd ever been invited, because nobody thinks of the United States and thinks, yes, ethno sports. That's the country for that. We're too young. By the time the US was founded, so many of those parts of history and culture just weren't around anymore. I mean, guns were more the order of the day than bows, and horses were becoming a thing of the past by the time the US was really up and running. So we don't have as much of a heritage of it here. So we instead study other areas of the world that have these cultures and pay our respects by, you know, dressing in the historical garb that comes from those regions of the world. That's my diatribe. That's my spiel.
I like that though. That is incredibly like you have so much knowledge of that. It's clearly something you're passionate about. You're incredibly passionate about it. Obviously, you wouldn't be doing it otherwise.
Learned everything I know from my partner. He's been studying archery for 30 years.
Like, do you
and I've only been doing it for like five or so.
Do you have your own horses then? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I sent you a couple pictures. In the picture that I sent you of me riding in competition, it's actually my horse trainer's horse.
That was.
But my partner has two horses. He has a quarter horse named Bayan, which is Turkish for lady, and then we have a 5-year-old Arabian who is a basket of cats. His name is Tippy. Full name, Dancing for Tips.
Dancing for Tips.
He came with the name, and we thought we were going to change it to something else, but by the time we got around to really trying to suss it out, we were like, no, you're a Tippy.
Take my money.
You are a ridiculous muppet of a horse, and your name is Tippy forever.
So apparently Cypher tipped and said #IronKini. I want to know who this is. You're not telling me
Iron
who you
within,
are.
Kini without.
Iron within, Kini. Well, actually, no. How about like iron, like Kini within iron? Just like take off the suit and there's just me and like a mankini, like sup.
Ooh.
See what I mean? Cypher's back at it again. I want to know.
£100 donation. Just saying.
I swear to Christ, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
Okay, fine. 150.
You need to stop. I swear, as much as the PC is dying slowly, like I'm not gonna lie. First ever crash we've had on stream though, which is pretty interesting. Like first ever big crash we've had on stream anyway. We've had like mics not working and stuff, but that's simple stuff. But that was like a full on death.
The concept of the Iron Kini broke the stream.
It very much did. Turns out Twitch has started a second stream, so it's 2 videos. So I'm gonna have to download them both and then edit them together and then upload them. But that's not a problem. I'll do that later after the stream.
This is fine.
So in terms of like your archery and stuff like that, I've asked you pretty much what I had written down here. But one of the things I did want to ask you was. About something else that I believe you do. Again, this is why I'm asking to make sure.
I can neither confirm nor deny any of these allegations.
So the One of Us, or One of Us?
Yeah, oneofus.net.
So
it's another amazing crew of folks.
Do you want to elaborate on that? Because I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually went on. Like I've had a look at some of the show and I've seen that there's so many faces. Like it was like contributors and stuff, and then it was like past contributors, but people still do it and stuff. I had a listen of I've forgotten which one it was. They were talking about an episode of something. I forgot what TV show it was. They had just spoken about an episode of something, and I listened to it. And it was so nice to listen to. They were just super chill, and it was all on there. It's all on the site and everything. So I wanted to know sort of what that was like, how it started, and what it was all about. And what do you do when it comes to the One of Us?
So another long circuitous story. I responded to a Craigslist ad maybe 7 years ago for a company called Rage Select that does podcasts and all sorts of things. They started as the Spill.net, Spill School. They do podcasting on like tech and media news, video games that are coming out, everything in the gaming world. And they were looking for a new co-host for their show. So I came on and started doing podcasts for them. I did that for a few years, as of like 2015, 2016, somewhere around there. And through them, I met now a very dear friend of mine, Matt Frank, who is a really big name in the world of kaiju comics. He's a IDW artist and owns the Giganticast podcast. And he does Godzilla, he does Power Rangers, he does Ultraman, like all of those big name comics that are very popular in Japan and the Japanese culture. He and I met and fangirled all over each other about stupid, silly, ridiculous video games and things.
That's how you
as
make
happens.
friends, though, isn't it? Like that's
That's how you make friends. Oh yeah, embarrassing yourself on a podcast, doing voiceovers for a very lewd Japanese like schoolgirl game, which is very weird and random.
Yes.
We became team butt stuff. Very funny. So I met him, and through him I met the oneofus.net crew, who are a collection of various people who work in aspects of the film industry and do a series of reviews for current films and TV shows that are coming out, niche projects, reviews of older content. They have a bunch of different shows, one of which is the Screener Squad that I'm a part of. So they have this Slack server where every time a big project is coming out, they get screener copies, press reviews, and invitations to press screenings for different films that are coming out. And we come in, we watch them, we review them, give ridiculous opinions on things, and then rate them on a ridiculous scale. So I have Mortal Kombat is coming out in a week. I'm going to do that review.
I cannot wait to see
I know.
that.
I'm excited. I get to go to a press screening for that one, which is pretty groovy.
So lucky.
So yeah, it's people who are opinionated and loud, talking about film projects that they like or love or hate, and lambasting them on the internet, as one does.
Nerds, basically. Nerds
Yeah,
and
nerds.
nerds
Yeah,
and
it's
geeks.
just a big collection of nerds.
Your links are being shared in the chat as we go, especially one of us
great.
as well as at the bottom there as well. Your
Yeah.
Twitter, your Twitch, your Bell of Lost Souls, all that good stuff.
Sorry for folks who follow people on Twitch. I have not done anything on Twitch in over a year. When COVID happened, I picked it back up and started broadcasting again. I did it a lot when I was acting and modeling because it's kind of experience. When you're not on set doing something, you might as well get used to just talking at people randomly for hours at a time. But when COVID happened, my work went on hiatus for a few months, and I got bored and decided to go back to school. So now I'm studying asynchronously at Denver University and getting my master's degree. So the free time just went out the window.
So the free time for Twitch streaming and stuff went, but still give her a follow just in case. You never know. You might just broadcast at some point. You never know. So give her a follow on all her socials and have a look at the websites, including Bell of Lost Souls and oneofus.net. Have a look at those.
Oh, I have a Discord channel too. I didn't even think to throw that in there because I haven't done anything in it.
If you have a Discord link that you can grab right now, I'm sure that I'm sure I can give you a permit if you have
find it.
If you can find it, I'll give you a permit.
I'm gonna pop up the Discord app because that's how that works.
Yeah, and be sure you copy quite a lengthy link as well, as in you can set the time, so you can set how long the link lasts for. So you do like a day or something. You can set it to never. You can set it to like that kind of thing. So
Done.
You got the link?
I found the link. Now I
Awesome.
just have to bring it up on Twitch.
Bring it up on Twitch. There you go. Also, there is my Discord as well for anyone who wants to see that. There is my Discord in the chat there. If you're not part of Discord, please join us and make sure you jump into the faction selector as well and tell me what faction you would like to be a part of.
Oh no, it says that the invite is invalid. Sad.
On my one?
It's a lie.
On my one? No way. Are you
The
serious?
invite is a lie.
Shouldn't be. It's a permalink. Let's have a gander, shall we? Should work.
Maybe it's just my. Okay,
Yeah,
maybe
it's working for me.
Well.
That's interesting.
All right, we're good.
I'll have to
There
send
it
it
is.
to you. I'll have to
No,
send it to you.
it's working now. It just didn't believe me before.
Ah, there you go.
It says you're a Necron. Get out of here.
There you go. You can post for the next 60 seconds, but we might need to do another one if you can't get the link in there in time. But that's fine. Post that link into the chat, and then you guys can go and follow. Also, if one of my mods, Ranger Creek, who's doing links tonight, if you can copy and paste her Discord link and add it to the list of links already, so you can just copy and paste them all in. There you go.
There it is.
There's a link. I will join that as well.
friends.
Make sure you send that to me on Instagram as well, so I can follow it after stream, because I can't do anything right now. But I can follow you like that. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we have been going for an hour. I know I know my timer doesn't say that, neither does the stream, but that's because we started again. But it's okay, my timer is here. We are moving on to the wonderful world of cosplay.
Oh no. Now the point in the evening where they all discover I'm a fraud. I've never cosplayed in my life.
Yes, I like to cosplay. Yes.
Yeah, I've been
that
wanting
one.
to tell you. You've got a face for cosplay. You should totally consider doing that at some point.
You've got a face for cosplay. Cool. Here's this giant costume that covers you completely. Can you imagine just telling someone
Has
that?
nothing to do with anybody's
It's
face.
like, hey, you've got a face for cosplay. You should cosplay a space marine with a big helmet. And it's like, oh, sad times. But no. I like that the glasses come on. Get the seriousness going when it comes to the cosplay.
That's right.
So, how long have you been cosplaying?
Time.
Time.
Time. More than 10 years, 10-ish years, unless. Did your stream just go down?
No, stream's still here, still running.
It just got weird on my end. That's fine.
It's okay.
Unless you count high school, in which case I've been cosplaying since 2002.
2002.
I did a really great Galadriel my freshman year of high school. Which I was quite upset about because I had a group of friends who were all seniors in high school in the band with me because I was in band nerd, who all got together and said, you know what would be great if we did a Lord of the Rings group for Halloween this year. Let's do that. That sounds great. So me, being the nerd I am, did the thing. Nobody else did it.
Isn't it always the case?
Yep.
Like, I'll tell you a really good one in a sec, but here's something for you. The Galactic Elephant, do this with me. The Galactic Elephant, praise be unto him. He is here in chat, and he has told us to hydrate, we shall hydrate. The Galactic Elephant, praise be unto him, the great one that is the Galactic Elephant. I love that. Ranger Creek does the hand thing. I don't know what this is. I just did this. This is something I did. The Galactic Elephant. Think of it as giant elephant ears or something. I don't know. The Galactic Elephant. Say hi from the toolbox.
Taking that one, leaving it on the shelf. This is
exactly.
fine.
Honestly, he's a very good friend of mine. And
hello, Galactic Elephant. Nice to meet you.
He's currently building a Space Marine himself. I've been giving him
what faction?
A helping hand. Space Wolves. I believe it's Space Wolves. Yes, it is. It is. I know so many Space Marines now. I was trying to remember who's what faction.
I was actually really excited the other day. The one division. So when I first got introduced to 40K because of bowls, I mean, the obvious thing is, which army are you going to play? So they took me through like the whole gamut of everything. And my first inclination, because they started with the Space Marines.
Have a good night,
first inclination was one of two factions. One of three. Can you guess which ones they would have been?
Ultra
Smurfs.
Do we know me? Ultra Smurfs, probably.
No, boring.
No? Oh,
sorry. Anybody that offends.
For you.
For me.
Oh, for you. Oh, that would be Eldar.
No. Marines. Strictly Marines.
Oh, strictly Marines.
They started with those, and I was all set to play a Marine faction.
Okay. All right.
Use the knowledge you have of me.
I don't like. I'm about to say this, but I'm probably going to say it. Imperial Fists.
Nope.
Okay. Blood Raven.
I'm a big lore person.
Blood Raven.
Nope.
Space Wolves.
That was one of them.
Black Templar.
Nope.
Everyone's saying Black Templar in chat. Emperor's Children.
Mm-mm.
You're gonna have to tell us.
Although Noise Marines would have been really funny.
You're gonna have to.
Because I'm a musician.
You're gonna have to tell us. Go for it.
The first one that I thought sounded really great. I mean, Space Vikings, obviously. Come on. The fur is an aesthetic. Yeah. Here for it. But the first one that I really fell in love with, the Sallies.
Salamanders. Yeah, we just had someone say Salamanders in chat. Nate the Chill Valhalla said
they don't get nearly enough love, and I'm sad about it.
Crimson
but
Fist.
The one that I ended up settling on before they introduced me to Eldar, and I fell all down that dark rabbit hole, and obviously that's where I ended up, was the White Scars.
Oh, White Scars.
Space Mongols.
Bernie boys.
Come on, with the lightning bow. Come on. Easy. Low-hanging fruit.
I love that.
The top knot action.
Bernie boys.
Yes.
I love that.
I love my little Bernie boys. They don't get nearly enough love.
Hello, friend.
Plus, green is fitting on everybody. Green looks great on everyone.
Oh, green is awesome.
But yeah, and then they introduced me to the Inari concept and the story of Evrain and all of that. And then I found out about Jane Czar, and that was it. Like Howling Banshees, hello. Aesthetic for days.
Orcs
done.
approve. I love my Salamanders army. Oh, this is crazy. This is great. People love Salamanders. Although I'm not gonna lie,
I love them.
Yeah, literally. Like, hello, friend. If you've watched text to speech, Emperor's text to speech device, if you've watched that, you'll know what we. It's so good. So good.
So Matt from Bell of Lost Souls, who does all of the board game content, and was one of the co-hosts on the Bulls Twitch show when we were doing that. He plays orcs, and he had not played since
Orc boys.
like 3rd or 4th edition. So he and I were both relearning the game at the same time, right when 8th came out, and so I had never played anything before, so was just face in book every game we played, and he was trying to remember everything, and everything was different. So it was always a really hilarious slapdash day in the studio when we got to play.
I love that. We have Zug saying, "I wish to boot this small creature." Vulcan is daddy. Nate, down. Stop it. Drake, daddy, stop. Good God. Good God. Auto Drago present. We will provide the hams. There's so many good lines from that thing. Humongous Terminator daddies. Humongous Terminator daddy. I absolutely love that. Emperor's text-to-speech is amazing. Vibes with depressed gas mask noises. Vibes with the depressed gas mask noises. So, why do you cosplay? Oh, good God. You gotta vibe with those depressed gas mask noises, because I'm gonna be a Krieg too soon.
It's not what I'm trying to drink tea.
He's taking me under his wing so we can vibe together as, like, depressed gas mask boys.
That's goals.
I can't
You need
wait.
a band shirt for that.
Oh my God, yeah. We just need
and
to
very
have
long hair draped over one eye. Why do I cosplay? Because I'm a nerd. Hi. And I don't need any excuse to get dressed up in crazy things on a weekend.
And that's before cosplay.
Really, though.
Is
That's just it. Yeah.
that is just it.
No, I got into modeling because I was still am very self-conscious, and the concept of having my picture taken always upset me as a kid. I mean, every Christmas photo, I'm all red and splotchy because my parents had to drag me on screen for an hour just to get me to get my picture taken.
Oh,
and as an adult, I wasn't happy with that, like insecurity in myself. So being a push myself off the deep end kind of person, I was like, all right, well, you're uncomfortable having your picture taken. You're going to go do a profession that requires you to get your picture taken at all hours of the day, every day, in every way imaginable. So you can see every awful picture of yourself out there on the internet. And oh boy, being a studio model for photography workshops, you get a lot of really bad pictures of yourself. Bad lighting, bad angles, makeup blot, like everything known to mankind has happened. So it ended up desensitizing me to it. But Austin has a really great photography network. The largest independently owned photography company, Precision Camera and Video, is in Austin, Texas. And they do this thing every year called Precision Camera University, where 200-300 photographers will pay to take this 3 or 4 day clinic from a bunch of different famous photographers that photograph different styles of things. So you have like your high fantasy photographer, your portrait photographer, your like babies or landscapes or anything that you're into. There's a market for it. And so they would bring all these people in. So naturally, for some of these sessions, they would have to have models. So if you were in their small network of models, you would get hired for the 3-day weekend. You get paid a really nice fee. They put you up at the the B&B for the weekend or whatever, and you do 6 or 7 or 8 different cosplays or looks or whatever. So at that point, most of the time, they don't really care what you look like. They just want you to look like something fantastic that is going to give people a good image without having to try very hard. So it became really valuable very quickly for me to start building cosplays and to have all of these things just in my closet that I could say, oh, you need a body to be on the set for this 3-hour photo shoot? Cool. Do you want Catwoman? Do you want Mystique? Do you want Dark Phoenix? Who do you want? Do you want Sorceress Adia? What do you want here? I got it. And so it became just this really easy way to get my skills out there and book paid work when I wasn't doing anything. I ended up taking it into my own hands, and I would host these, I called them photography workshops, where I would talk to photographers about how to communicate with models on set, because a lot of these photographers are used to taking pictures, but they're not used to communicating with people and with clients. So you have to teach them how to get past that and how to think creatively and communicate creatively with people in negotiating a concept and setting up a photo shoot and getting all the right pieces together and things. So I would teach these photography classes for people on how to communicate. And I would hire myself, 2 or 3 models to come on the day, and I would dress them up and hire a hair and makeup team for them and do all the things. And so it just became a really great, fun way to leverage doing what I wanted to do, dressing up in crazy costumes and having fun, and paying the bills.
Yeah, paying the bills is definitely important, but the dressing up in crazy costumes and stuff is pretty much.
Speaking of, please help him buy a new computer. Consider donating to Iron Warrior Cosplay.
Good God, I love that. I love that though. I tell you what, when the Krieg is finished, that's when Ranger of Krieg Cosplay and I are going to be getting together with a very good friend of ours called Shooting Cosplayers, and we're gonna go find like somewhere where there's trenches and stuff. We're gonna get smoke bombs, and we're gonna get and hopefully he'll be able to edit these amazing photos and make it look
Smoke
like that
bombs
we
are
are
so
like
fun.
mid-war like kind of thing, and it's gonna be so good. I've got to get some
Love
other
that.
stuff sorted in terms of like a gas mask and things like that. When pandemic allows. How about during the pandemic? We'll have gas masks on. It'll be fine.
It's fine. Yeah, you're fully covered. This is fine.
We'll be perfectly fine. Can you imagine the police just pulling over the car and just they stop and we just look over and we're wearing gas masks? Like, oh, okay, bye.
The funnier thing is, here in Texas, it's Ren Fair season. So there are three very big Renaissance festivals here in Texas. The oldest one in the United States is here just outside of Houston. And then a newer one that's been around for about 10 years is usually every March and April, but this year they moved it to April and May. It just started 2 weeks ago, so this weekend will be the third weekend of it. And it's Sherwood Forest and, King Richard the Lionheart and all of that themed. So for the last couple of weekends of people coming out to this fair, they've had the guy from Monty Python with the Bring Out Your Dead cart. And that's his cosplay, just driving the plague cart through the thing, and people are dressed as plague doctors and whatever. And I'm like, way to leverage this to your advantage. Well done.
I love plague doctors. I would love to just randomly do a plague doctor for no reason. Just I want the full black getup with the big black beak and the perfect small but large brimmed hat, and then just walk around, and then occasionally just get like a black pimp cane with like a silver ball on top of it, and then just swagger down the street. There was this really funny, it was either a Vine or a TikTok, or I forgot which one it was, but it was Gangster's Paradise while this guy was swaggering along in like full Plague Doctor kit, and I watched that video a billion times and shared it everywhere, and I loved it so much. I wish they could do a full version of it, because that was just the swagger this guy had was amazing.
Apologies in advance if you can pick up the sounds going on in the background. There's apparently a lawn crew outside. I have no control over this.
It's okay.
So apologies for the noises.
That's fine. We can hear, but occasionally we can't. So it's not a problem at all. Also, Ranger Creek just found the video, so it's not a problem. But don't panic. If you can't, if you can't control the guys outside, so that's not a problem. Do you want to click on that video super quick and watch it while we're on stream, just so I can gauge your reaction?
Yes.
And I've got another question for you, just so you can see the guy just walking. The swagger he has. If you haven't watched it already, please watch it. It's so good. The swagger he has with the way he walks. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool.
That video brings back California vibes. I lived in California when that song came out. Reminds me of my childhood.
In terms of cosplay, you say you've been doing it since about 2002, you said, was it? Or was it very early, very early 2000s? Do you see yourself doing cosplay in 10 years' time still?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So part of being a historical archer is that we dress in historical garb every time we go to a competition. So unless something happens and I magically lose the ability to do archery, knock on wood, that's going to be a thing that continues on pretty much perpetually for the rest of my life. And my partner, being the talented, creative individual that he is, his company, so his day job is the Flying Hun Archery and Leather. He is a amazing craftsman. He does beautiful historical recreations of quivers and belts and all sorts of things from history from different cultures all over the world. So like the quiver that I use in competition, he made. And so he's also done quite a bit of cosplaying himself. He's a huge Metal Gear fan, and he's done some fantastic cosplays from that, like created the guns from scratch and some of the props and things that look real. And so I am not a constructionist. I am not a good maker. I am an assembler of things. I know what I like and I know what I want things to look like. So I'm good at assembling little pieces like a magpie and putting them together. But he's a creator. He can build and create and sew everything. So we've talked a lot about doing cosplays both separately and together in the future. My dream is like eventually will be like a camo-y cosplay and her partner, like making things together and bouncing off. But that
That'd be
requires me
really
to learn
cool.
a lot more skills than what I have, and free time has been somewhat limited. But oh, Shivril wants to know if I'm going to do any 40K cosplays. Yes. So the dream is to do. There's a few I want to do. I was just talking about this the other day. I want to do an Ivrain because hello, corset, gown for days, space cat, gigantic hair. Yes, queen. So there's that, and then I want to do a Jane Czar. Like I think the one cosplay, if I never did any other 40 cosplay that I would want to do is a Jane Czar, because she's such a badass, strong character. I love the novel that Gav Thorpe wrote about her. I have a first edition
Absolutely.
copy of it. It was just a great book, and I love her as a character. So that, and then I want to do an Eldar Ranger, the green cloak and the gun and the
so cool.
like, and that one would be feasible. Like that's a cosplay you can walk around in at a con and not die because it's heavy and hot and whatever. It's like a cloak and some boots and practical cosplay. Yeah.
Practical.
So many goals. Yeah, he's a big Metal Gear fan.
I like that. You caught that question before my mods could send it to me.
Sorry, I'm like watching everything as it happens. I can't not.
That's all right. It's okay. No problem. My mods usually send me the questions to my phone, and then I like fit them in between like the questions. But that
You have
actually
such a
is
great moderator team.
They
Props
are
to you
they
all.
are awesome. They are on top of it. They're shit hot. It's awesome. That was actually one of the questions I was going to ask you here, but I'll jump past that one. What is your most expensive cosplay to date? The one that you've built yourself or put together yourself. It doesn't even have to be. It can be like a bunch of people together, but the most expensive cosplay that you've put together to date.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to tell us how much exactly if you don't want to tell us how much.
It's more. So I've done some in collaboration with another artist where she didn't charge me for half the things she should have.
Yeah.
So had I paid for it out of pocket, it would have for sure been the most expensive. But because we collaborated on it, we kind of both went in on it. Because there was a prize involved in the situation.
Of course.
It's actually my favorite cosplay that I have the least amount of photos of. For a very traumatic reason. I did a Sorceress Adia cosplay about 6 years ago. And I went to RTX with that one, the Rooster Teeth convention, which happens in Austin, Texas.
Rooster Teeth are the best. Oh my god.
So they're housed in Austin, and they do a convention every year, which is pretty phenomenal. And I competed in their cosplay contest in that. So to wind that story up a bit, before that, our local game store, which is called Dragon's Lair, huge game store, really great,
cool.
Great 40K community. They do tournaments, they do all sorts of stuff when the world is open. They also have shop cats. You gotta love a place that's got in-house shop cats that just run around and love people and flop on the tables. And we have a house rule that if they knock one of your minis over, it's dead, like done. Chaos reigns,
Exactly.
So they hosted a cosplay symposium, and there were different categories. There was like anime, video games, and comics. And so we created this cosplay, the Sorceress Adia cosplay, together for it. Myself and my partner in the cosplay is Allison Lowry, the wig mistress. She has a master's degree in historical wig and makeup techniques. She's published 2 textbooks. She's amazing. Follow her work. She works with the South Coast Repertory in California now, but she used to live in Texas. So we partnered up to make the Sorceress Adia cosplay. And I made the full back piece. Yeah. Practical. Cut that shit out of foam. Had to take cardboard and do by hand each piece of each of the tines, hand cut it with foam, hand paint it, half melted half of the panels because I used the wrong kind of paint. Lesson learned. Spent every spare minute making this thing for months. Finished it the night before the cosplay. And it was funny because the thing is tall. I mean, I'm tall to begin with. I'm 5'9", flat-footed, in heels, and I wore platform heels for this. You're talking 6'2", 6'3", and then the back piece extends a good couple of feet over that. So we're talking maybe 8 feet tall on a day, and they've got normal human-sized doors. So to get from the cosplay holding room out into the room where they were doing the catwalk for the judges, I had to turn sideways, crouch down, and crab walk through the door just to not hit my head and the thing on.
I will say this, amen to that, because that's what we have to do as Space Marines. Is you to get into lifts, you gotta crouch down and sort of sidestep into the thing. I love that. Ranger Krieg is crazy with the links to ideas.
Platform heels, not fun. My thighs got to work out that day. So
Oh,
did that, got
absolutely.
second place by one person. This guy, who's a friend of mine, makes really great handcrafted armor. Krieg is asking if
Yeah,
that's
see if
the
that's the right one.
cosplay. What's that? Yep, that's the
Yeah, Final
cosplay.
Fantasy
So
8.
that's the second iteration of the back piece for reasons. So we made the back piece for that, but I had to assemble it on site because it was all dowel rods. There's no folding it up. There was no transferring
Oh, I
it
got
in
you, I got you.
anything. It was all one piece, and it got totally trashed at the end of that.
No
But
way.
RTX was the next week, so I had to recreate it from scratch for a second time and put it all together on the day from my friend's hotel room down the street. So it was a 3-block walk from where we were staying to the convention site for RTX in 95-degree heat. That is a thigh-high black boot
Oof,
in
Jesus.
platform heels with a full corset, full hose, full sleeves, and then the gloves underneath it with the big
Oh,
long fingers
good
were all the
God.
way up to here. So we're talking 4 or 5 layers of everything. The helmet, the wig, the back piece, everything. 95 degrees. So let's see, degrees to Celsius.
See if we can
That's
get
a
the...
number that I don't have in my head. So that's 35 degrees Celsius
Oh, wow.
with a humidity of about 100%, and not even joking.
Yeah, the humidity is probably one of the worst things in Texas, isn't it? When it comes to like the heat.
Oh
and
yes.
stuff.
Oh
It's
yes.
the
So
humidity
so
that gets
humid.
you.
You feel like you're walking in a rice cooker. And then on top of it, it was a windy day.
That's mad.
So that back piece acts like a giant sail. And at one point I was walking across a street to get to the convention center, and the wind blew just in the wrong way, knocked me flat on my face, scuffed my knees, everything awful.
No.
Had to walk into the convention center, and they had the tiniest escalators. They're about this wide, and it's like you go up, you turn, and then you go up again, and then you turn and you go up again. And I'm having to do this with people around, sideways, crab walking up the escalator.
Oh.
Shenanigans abound, but
Shenanigans.
worth it because I won a Judge's Choice Award from Atelier Heidi. Biggest accomplishment I've ever achieved in my life. Senpai noticed me.
That is some serious dedication, especially the fact that Senpai noticed you. That's
Senpai
like
noticed me.
some of the most. That's like one of the most important things. I've had the same when it comes to like some of the cosplays I've done where people have seen me and they've come up and they've recognized me and I've just like, I'm a big fan of yours. And like, no, I'm a big fan of yours. And I'm like, no. And it's like, it's back and forth and it's really, really awesome.
They actually asked me back the next year. I got to judge the cosplay contest, which was really groovy.
Mint.
There was a
Yes.
guy who did a Gundam
That's
recreation
what you want.
entirely out of foam.
That's what you want. Oh yeah, I've got a friend of mine, Daniel, who's currently making a giant Gundam out of foam. It's an Epion, and it's going to be insane. What is the cheapest cosplay you've done on the other side of that coin? Then the cheapest one that you've done. We also have a question for you from chat as well after you've answered this one.
Cheapest cosplay I've ever done.
Also, Kenneth Cosplay has arrived with the 100 biddies.
What?
There he is.
Hey,
Hello,
hey.
Kenneth Cosplay.
Cheeky 100-bit donation. Thank you for that.
Cheeky,
Cheapest one I ever did was a store-bought Dark Phoenix, which honestly didn't turn out all that bad, and I was glad that it was cheap because I did an underwater photo shoot with it, and it's one of my favorite cosplay photos that's ever happened.
That's crazy. Store bought. How many dollars did you say? Like $20, $30 for that?
Yeah, something dumb like
Something
that.
like that.
Like it was secondhand even. My wig mistress had bought it for a photo shoot and nobody fit into it. And so I got to wear it for a shoot at Precision Camera. And at the end of it, I was like, this fits me perfectly. Can I just have this? And she was like, yeah, you can have this. So I got it for free, but it was actually like $20. And if somebody will give me permission, I can post a link to it in the
Going
chat.
from your other one to that is like that's why I asked why most expensive and most like cheap, just to see what the sort of length is. Yeah, my moderators can give you there you go. My moderators can give you a permit and do that. There you go. So you can.
So that image is not edited at all. That's just underwater in a pool with a light behind me.
That's madness. That is absolute madness.
The funniest part of that for me though is that I'm wearing heels. There's platform heels in that picture. In a pool. Why not? Sure.
We have a question from chat for you as well. When it comes to platform heels, Caxor says question to the guest: can we see the platform heels? If you have a picture of you wearing them, or if you have
I should, let me just find it. I wore the same heels for my 1960s Julie Newmar Catwoman. And there's a really great picture of it in the way back on Instagram. I gotta scroll back through some years. But yeah, those were some of my favorite heels. I actually bought them for Fashion Runway because the platform makes them very comfortable. So those are a heel that I can wear for 9-10 hours of being on my feet strutting down a runway and not have my feet want to murder me at the end of the day.
Yeah, completely. Like, what you don't want to cut off your feet at the end of it and just be like, okay, that's enough now.
But you make sacrifices sometimes. Sometimes that just happens
Oh.
and you deal with it. But when you can't avoid it, you want to.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. The amount of changes I've had to do to the Iron Warrior in terms of, like, you know, to make him comfortable for wearing him for long periods of time, I still get sweaty as hell in him. That's still something that happens.
Struggle's real.
But how do you view yourself as a cosplayer?
Total imposter.
Total imposter.
Oh yeah, I have zero construction ability. I have the creative eye of being able to go like that. I want that to look like that. I want to use this fabric. I want to do this thing. But actual practical skills, minimal at best.
I'd still say you're a cosplayer.
I'd say I fake it real well. I wear the cosplay well. Create it though, not yet. Not yet being the key word.
Yeah. Kind
I'll
of
grow up and
cosplay,
be a real
yes,
sewer.
indeed. We are indeed doing well. Thank you so much for asking. Thank you so much for coming. You're always here for my streams, and I really appreciate it. At the very beginning, what got you into cosplay? What started it all? What was the thing that got you? The sort of the cosplay bug that bit you?
As in like what character?
No, in general, like what were you walking down the street normally at some and just suddenly you see someone dressed as like a character and you're just like, oh my god, I want to do that. Like not specifically that character, but like in general, like cosplay as a thing.
Oh, I found the boots. So for me, being very uncomfortable in front of the camera, it was important for me to have a story to tell and a character to play, because then I'm not having pictures of myself taken. I'm having pictures of this character taken.
Yeah.
So it was much easier for me to act than it was to model. So cosplay became a comfort zone for me because I'm not me, I'm Catwoman. I know how Catwoman acts. I know how she presents herself on camera. So it became much easier to kind of displace myself and be part of the story than it was just, here's me, awkward as hell. Hi, take my picture.
Here's me, awkward as hell. I like that. Just here's me, awkward as hell.
Here it is, just a big old derp. So
a big old derp. We've had a hydrate from Caxor. Hydrate.
Whoa.
I love that. Nice big old hydrate there.
Needed that. I loved those boots. I was very sad when those boots died. I got them for very inexpensive as well. I think I might have paid $50 for them.
I had a pair of New Rocks that did the same. I still have them. I need to get them repaired, but it's just.
I held on to them for a lot longer than I should have. They broke and I kept them anyway. And I was like, maybe I'll fix them. You don't fix a high heel like that if it's just no.
I'm just checking that sorted. There we go. And then.
Oh, you want to talk about smoke bomb pictures?
I'm not gonna lie to you. When Harry and I do our thing, it's going to be smoke bombs are definitely going to be involved. I'm not sure. I think we're going to go for green.
Fun.
I think green.
I'll tell you what, reds and oranges, orange and yellows film really well because they're usually a contrast, especially if you've got like grays and dark drab colors. You want something that's going to high contrast. Oranges. So the gown in that picture, that was for an Austin Fashion Week. We were doing a recreation of a Firebird from the Russian folklore. And that picture is also not edited at all. It's all shot practically. There was a team of like 6 people. There's somebody holding the 18-foot long train. There's somebody wafting a light filter to get the smoke to move. There's like 3 people with different smoke bombs. There's someone taking the picture. And then there's a spotter just off camera, like waiting for me to die on the rocks because it was on the top of a hill overlooking the Rio Grande in the bottom of Texas. And I'm wearing a platform wooden heel on rocks. I almost died that day. It was great. Totally worth it.
No, thing is, when it comes to things like that, it's like, I almost died. It was amazing.
It was great. It was so great.
It was like,
if you haven't almost died, have you really committed?
Yeah, I mean, I almost lost an arm. I mean, I almost lost my arm. Like, my power fist, like, made my arm turn, like, my hand turn purple, and it was, yeah, it was fucking awful. Question then, genuinely, what would your advice be to somebody who's just starting off into the cosplay world? What would your advice be to someone who's just now taking their first step into cosplay?
First off, good for you. Have fun. Love it. Do it. Anything that you want to do, you will find a way to do it if you commit yourself to it hard enough. It does not matter if you are talented, if you have skills, if you don't, if you have a passion for a thing, you are meant to cosplay it. Go forth and do the thing. And listen to nobody who tells you no. Nobody, ever. It is up to you and your passion for the thing, and your own dedication will tell you how far you can go. If you are willing to invest the time and the hours and the money to do the thing, you will do it, and you will have a great time. And don't let anybody ever tell you any different. Period.
That's literally the best. That's the best advice. Holy crap. The whole don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. That's like couldn't be like more true. Like I've had
and
people,
pay that forward.
Yeah.
Anytime you see somebody who is excited about something and says, "Oh, I wish I could cosplay," you can. Go home and make something out of construction paper. You are now a cosplayer. Congratulations.
Big them up.
It's about passion. Period.
Time. Exactly. Big them up big time. I know we've covered this a little bit, but I know, like you say, like you've made some things you've had like collaborations with other people and stuff. But we've done like most expensive cosplay and like cheapest cosplay. What's your most expensive prop that you've ever made? Like a singular item that you've had for a particular cosplay that you've done that has cost you an arm and a leg, if you will. Like one of mine.
That's a good question.
One of mine that I didn't make but I bought was my Proton Pack for my Ghostbuster cosplay. That literally, that gets its own flight case. This big army flight case that it's got. It has its own cart and everything. It has like padding inside it, and it gets a lot of protection because of the amount of money it cost me back in the day.
Well, okay, to that point then, I will say my authentic Turkish horsebow.
Oh, wow.
So a genuine handmade horsebow is starting price 2,000 euros. Starting price.
Euros?
For any maker. And you're talking like a 2-year wait time, at least.
What's 2,000 euros in US dollars?
2,500.
Wow, that is chunky.
Base price. I know people that charge 4,000.
That's chunky. But
so
still,
I have one. I have a friend
really,
in Germany who hand makes beautiful, authentic bows. I met him in Turkey, and last year I commissioned a bow from him that is a recreation of a bow from the. Oh gosh, I've been talking for so long that my brain is not coming up with the name of the museum.
That's okay.
But it's an actual historical bow. And he recreated it for me with the exact paint and everything. And it's the most gorgeous thing I've ever had in my life. And it's special because it's low pound enough for me to shoot it. So I, on a normal day, shoot a 35-pound bow, at 35 pounds at 30 inches, because I have a very long, gangly arms. And normally for a horn bow, the base weight, like the lowest weight you can find one that's stable because of the organic materials, is about 50 pounds. So he has one that's 40 pounds. So at my draw weight, it's 45 pounds. So it's very light and whippy, which is incredibly unique.
We have had a hydrate from Lord Zug.
Whoa. This glug is for you, Zug.
This glug is for you, Zug. I like that. One of the pictures you sent me was you on the horse. Do you want to share that link as well?
Oh, sure.
That will also help me test something out. The permit system that we have seems to be playing up right now. After you got given a permit, it's sort of permanently given you a permit. So we're trying to see, because it should be 60 seconds. So we're trying to see how that.
I want a permanent permit.
Normally you can just.
So here is a picture of the bow.
See if that works, because otherwise there's a lot like broken with my stream tonight. It's still broken. Okay, it's
I have permits forever.
It's fine. You have
nothing but
permits.
Mayhem sharing crazy images forever. All right,
Absolutely.
So here's a picture of me at a competition.
50-pound bow is pretty heavy. Yes, it is. 50-pound bow is pretty heavy. I've shot compound bows that are just ridiculous. Like you just think to yourself, like, is this even possible? And then you're like, yep, yes it is, and then you just let it go. I love that. All the
Well, and
links.
so
There you go.
with Asiatic bows, so compound bows, you get it to a certain point, and then the bow takes the weight,
Yeah.
and it's like 5-pound draw, like you could hold it forever. With an Asiatic bow, it's the opposite. You're pulling the whole weight the whole time, and there's nothing that it does not let off. It winds up as you go. So the more you draw it, the heavier it gets.
The heavier it gets and the more power you get. That's insane. Nice.
Not the smartest sport.
Still cool,
but
though.
it's certainly unique.
But when it comes to the accuracy of your cosplays, though, is accuracy something that's incredibly important to you, or is accuracy just? Thank you so much, Kenneth Cosplay, for the 100 biddies.
Woo woo!
Thank you so much.
Thank you for that.
Yes. Yeah. So in
Oh
terms
no,
of,
you dropped some bits.
know,
Somebody else should also drop some bits, or a sub. Should drop a sub. Nobody's dropped a sub in a hot minute.
Well, we are up to 70. 72 is the most I've had.
72 is not 100, is all I'm saying.
No, I know, but
I like triple digits. It's a nice uneven number. You know, 2 digits is too orderly for me.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. Where were we?
Authenticity, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry,
So-
accuracy. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I even got lost. That's why I was like, right. And I flipped my thing and was like, where was I again? I was like, oh, yeah, I'm here.
I got you, boo.
I'm here. Thank you.
So my partner is fantastic about authenticity. I mean, he's studied museum pieces in person. He has so many books of pictures of pieces from history, from museums, from all over the world, so many different regions of the world. So I'm always learning something from him in regards to authenticity. I mean, I started with like a random shirt and some pants and some boots, and it's like every year, you know, you kind of upgrade a piece. You find something that's more authentic and more realistic. And so it's like every year as we meet a new person, like, oh, this person has a company that makes traditional Ottoman cavalry boots. Great. Now I have authentic boots. Great. Move on to the next thing. Oh, I met a creator who makes beautiful, authentic headdresses. And so now I have a Turkish headdress. Beautiful. Now I have the authentic bow to go with it. So it's like every bit, it's becoming more and more and more authentic.
And it gets better and better by every...
The biggest compliment that's ever been afforded to us is when, in 2018, when we were in Kyrgyzstan for the Nomad Games, we're part of the American team. The Kyrgyz embassy said, you know, we've never had Americans before. Y'all should show up in cowboy boots and jeans, and that's how we want you to represent yourselves, because we think that's what everybody wants to see. Well, we asked our team captain for permission to wear our historical garb, because that's, you know, you're going to the homeland of Genghis Khan, where he used to summer his army, and that's where you're competing. You want to wear the garb that feels like the time period and feels like it's akin to that side of the world. Like I would have felt very, very inauthentic wearing jeans and a cowboy hat.
Just
I
like
don't
jeans
wear
and
that
a
on a
cowboy
normal
hat, yeah.
basis.
You would also stuck out a bit. I don't know. Would you stick out more in the jeans or stuck out more in the garb?
Well, that's the thing. We assumed showing up as Texans that would be what people wanted to see, and they'd flock to it. So, you know, 5 of our 7 team members all did that and got ignored. Like nobody cared. Nobody minded at all. But then we showed up wearing our historical garb, and people flocked from everywhere to take pictures with us, to ask us questions. And nobody believed us when we told them we were American. They were like, are you the Russian team or the Turkish team or the Hungarian team? Where are you from? We're like, no, we're from the United States. No, you're not. That's ridiculous. Let me see your badge. And we'd have to pull out our badges with the USA logo on them just to show them that that's where we were from. So that was the biggest compliment we could ever have gotten. You go to the homeland of where these cultures are from, where you have the largest, you know, mass of so many countries, like 50 some odd countries all here, and they think that you're one of them. Like ultimate imposter syndrome accomplishment of the universe. We have successfully infiltrated the archers camp and made friends with the Turkish archers, and that's what led to us getting an invitation to come to Turkey. Like the Turks kind of were off on their own, doing their own thing for so long, but they saw us and were like, you're shooting our bow, you're using our thumb ring, you're doing what we're doing. So they flocked over, and then we spent the whole rest of the week, you know, like trading information and becoming friends, and ended up getting an invitation to come compete in Turkey because of it. Nobody else from any other team got invited, just us, because they loved what we were doing and like the attempt at authenticity that we're making. And so now we have masters in Turkey who are friends with us, who send us information and supplies, and are constantly trading knowledge and things. So it's like Senpai noticed us, and now we're friends. It's very weird.
It's
very
such
cool.
a stunning community from the sounds of things as well. That is awesome.
Yes.
Zug, by the way, once again, you've coaxed him out. He gave Betty Newcomb a tier 1 sub, and I absolutely can't get over it. Thank you so much, Zug. You're an absolute legend.
Zug, you are a legend.
Zug is, he's also going to be a huge Space Marine as well. He's an absolute legend. I can't wait to see
Can't wait to see
Space
it.
Marine
Zug,
done.
when you finish it, you should send me some pictures of it over at Bell of Lost Souls. Maybe it'll end up in a cosplay feature.
Yes, do it. Zug on Bell of Lost
That
Souls.
goes for anybody. If you have a cosplay that you've done, I don't care what genre or how great, send it to me. I'm going to add it to a list, and eventually I'm going to feature it. It's going to happen. I'm all about it.
Well, I tell you what, we have almost been going for 2 hours now, and I have
That's crazy talk.
one last question for you, and that is, even though they've been shared throughout the chat and stuff while we've been streaming, where can we find you, Mayhem's Muse?
Nowhere. I'm a ghost. I'm a figment of your imagination. I don't exist.
There we go. Bye, everyone. She's an imagination. What you should do, just stare at the camera and just go, wake up. And I'm like, oh, no.
Oh, no.
Terrifying.
That's it. It's all been a dream. It's Inception.
I love that.
So my roller derby name back in the day was Mayhem's Muse, which was part of my attempt of getting myself out of my shell, becoming the muse of chaos and crazy creative energy.
Absolutely.
So all of my handles on every social media platform are Mayhem's Muse. So on Instagram, it's just Mayhem's Muse, all one word. On Twitter, it's Mayhems_Muse because some inactive account had Mayhem's Muse and never responded to my request to give it to me. So on Twitch, it's Mayhems_Muse because at that point I just kept it. On Facebook, on every social media platform known to mankind, it's all Mayhem's Muse or Mayhems_Muse. On Bell of Lost Souls, we used to use our writer names, but now we just go by our regular names. So you can research Bell of Lost Souls, Jennifer Larson cosplay, or just Bell of Lost Souls cosplay. Every cosplay article is written by me. They're all on there. Oneofus.net, we do podcasts all the time on our crazy opinions on movies and things.
It's a lot of fun to listen to.
I think that's it. Check out Mounted Archery Association of the Americas or International Horseback Archery Alliance. Both are great nonprofits full of amazing people. Check out your local archery range if you've ever wanted to do archery because it's fun and ridiculous and I love it.
Honestly, Jenny, can I just say this has been fantastic.
You're great.
Jennifer,
I'm honored that you asked because I'm a huge fan of your
Muse.
work. Huge fan.
Thank you so much.
And I love the energy that you put into the community and the ability that you and your group of people have to get people excited and get them engaged and get them visible online. You make it real easy for me to write about cosplay because you guys are always doing stuff and I love it.
Well, that's what I love about the little community I've put together here is sort of it's all from people from all over the world and it's just really nice. And then I get to meet other people and stuff. And for a long time, for example, like we've spoken, but we haven't had like a full length 2-hour long conversation where we've
3 hour actually.
Chatted
we started
and
an hour
stuff.
early.
It's been madness. Well, is it an hour early for you? Because it was bang on time here. It was 8 p.m. we started here, so it's
right. But we did the pre-show.
Yeah, true. But the pre-show
we were talking.
We were
3
talking.
hours.
Yeah, true. We were talking. So that has been honestly. Zug just said to your request for him to send him some stuff so he can be a Bell of Lost Souls. I don't think my rectum could take that much joy, but I will keep it in mind. That is
excellent.
Awesome.
Rip your rectum.
There's the leaf blower. We can hear that.
Oh, sorry about that, guys.
Rectum
it's Texas,
damn near killed the man.
The trees are trying to kill everybody. We're doing our best to fight them back.
Honestly, Jennifer from Mayhem's Muse, the Bell of Lost Souls, and many, many other fantastic pages and platforms. Can I just say thank you so much for jumping on? I really, really appreciate it. I really hope that everyone from my community has jumped onto your socials and followed you and like shared your awesome work and commented on your awesome work. If you guys haven't already, all of her links are right there. Ranger of Creek has shared them all there in chat as well. Now, what we do normally at the very end of every stream is we raid someone. Would you, as my guest, like to pick somebody on Twitch to raid?
I would love that. I actually have a suggestion if you don't mind somebody outside of your normal wheelhouse.
I don't mind if they're online and they're streaming right now.
Are.
We can go and raid them.
Send me, legend of all legends, the very first streamer I ever followed when I was first introduced to Twitch, I went for the one game that I knew more than anything, which is Final Fantasy VII.
Yes.
And found a streamer from the UK named Eastwoogie. who is a delightful chap with one of the most loyal and welcoming communities I've ever met on the internet, who is a speedrunner. He does almost exclusively Final Fantasy VII, unless he's trying to do something ridiculous for his fans. And he's online right now, doing some sort of retro stream.
Would you
He's
copy and
lovely
paste his
people.
name for me into
would.
chat, and I will do the thing.
Do the thing.
I will do the thing. I would
Yeah,
not.
he's
I would not
great
have
if you're
stopped
trying
that.
to like get work done and you just want something like calming going on in the background. The Final Fantasy VII soundtrack and him talking over it are hilarious, and he's super chill and unassuming. Like, he doesn't like a lot of hype on him, so it's even better when it happens. And yeah, gee, why does that sound familiar? Somebody who doesn't like to hype his own brand or anything.
I don't know. I just like. I don't know. It's just like. It's madness. Honestly, thank you so much for being on. I really appreciated it. I feel like we've got a very
Anytime.
good. I feel like we've got a very good friendship now going, and like it's gonna be like I'm friends with Mayhem's Muse.
Come to
by the way.
Texas anytime. You know, we'll go
I
to
would-
RTX together. We'll hang out.
I would love to at some point. I think that'd be really cool. I want to go to the US at
should.
some point. I want to go to Canada at some point. I do want to start traveling if I can, but obviously, money and all that, and also COVID.
Oh, I feel that.
Um,
You're welcome here anytime. We'll take you to the Ren Fair. We'll take you to local cons. There's a bunch of them. Comic Palooza, RTX, San Antonio
RTX.
Comic
We had
Con.
RTX here in the UK, and I couldn't go to it. I was heartbroken. I was absolutely heartbroken.
Hell,
but-
we'll get a crew together and we'll go to TwitchCon together. That would be fun.
Oh, that would be brilliant. That would be absolutely fantastic. I would love that. That'd be.
But yeah, happy to be here. And seriously, anytime you need somebody to talk at your people for 3 or 4 hours at a time, holler at me. Happy to do it.
Genuinely, I can't thank you enough. What we're going to do now, guys, as we always do, is we are going to go raid, and we are going to raid Iswoogie. Make sure you do your power shovels, and if you haven't got power shovels, then Iron Within as caps locked and as loud as you can. But from me and the wonderful Jennifer of Mayhem's Muse, thank you so much for coming, and we shall see you all again soon. Bye for
Bye,
now.
friend.